Let's turn over to TradingView and start with a blank TradingView chart. When you first come to the website, this is what it looks like. When you sign up with them, I use their paid plan. I actually use their premium plan. They offer 3 different options. Whatever works for you, you can use, but I do pay monthly, or I think I paid for the year, whatever, for their premium service because I want not only the fastest quotes, but I also wanted to be able to use different screens. The more you pay for, the more capabilities they're going to give you. But the basic, I think it's like $20 a month. It's very cheap and it's well worth it. When you consider the costs of doing business in this industry, considering there's so few of them, the $20 or $40 a month that you're going to pay here, it can be more than made up for with your trading profits. So I wouldn't sweat it too much. It's vital to your trading. Now, going into this, if you remember, if you've been with me for a while, I used to use TradingView only for charting. Now, because I'm with Oanda and because Oanda is integrated with TradingView, I can actually place my trades here on the TradingView screen. Before I used to have to go to MetaTrader and it used to have to be 2 platforms. Now, if you're with Oanda or one of the brokers that TradingView can let you link with, you can actually place your trades and do your analysis right here. And that's really helpful. So I'm hoping you're with a regulated broker. And if you're in the US, Oanda is a great regulated broker to be with. You can link your account right here, place your stop, place your take profit, move and adjust as you see it. And I think that this has been, in all 5 years of my trading, this has been the easiest and most efficient way to do my analysis and place my trades. So let's flip over to TradingView, and like I said, this is what it's going to look like most likely when you open up your first account. After you go through and you sign up, it's going to look something like this. It's going to be a white background, your candles are going to be green and red, you'll have volume bars at the bottom of the screen, and you'll probably be on EURUSD on the 15-minute or on the daily time frame. So from the jump, I think the best way to approach TradingView is quickly go over the buttons that you have around the exterior, and then we're going to go in and actually do some analysis, and I'll show you the tools that I'm using to draw every single day. So starting in the top left, you can see the first thing is the crosshair. We also have the dot, the arrow, and the eraser tool. I don't use those 3. I'm always just using the crosshair, if anything, from here. The next section down of tools is your trend lines. So you can see not only can you draw diagonal lines, you could do horizontal rays, vertical lines. All the different lines you're going to be in this second section of tools. The third section is something that I don't use at all. As you can see, nothing here is favorited. These are fibs and GAN boxes and all that crazy stuff that I just don't really believe is needed to make consistent money trading. So I don't use anything in this third box here. Beneath that, we do have the brush tool, the rectangle tool, and the ellipse tool. Those are 3 that I do use a lot. And you can see they're all starred. That means they're in my favorites bar, which I'm going to show you when we get into the drawing. But you put the tools that you use the most on your favorites bar, so they're easy to get. You don't have to go in on the left side here and select every time. It's a bar that just floats around the whole screen. It's very helpful. Underneath that, we have our text tools. I just use a regular text or call out button. That's it. We have our triangle patterns, and you can draw your Elliott waves and all that stuff underneath it. I don't really use this at all. What's beneath that is really important though. It's your short measurement tools and your long measurement tools. You can also measure price range, and then you can also measure date and price. So these measurement tools here are very important because you have to measure risk reward for every trade setup that you take. And I'm going to show you when we get to the drawing part of this video how I use these tools, the short and long position, to measure my potential risk reward. Now, beneath the measurement tools, you can see just a couple other important things. The arrow buttons here, look at all the different stuff you can put on the charts if you want to be fun with it. The measurement tool here, the ruler tool, allows you to click and measure in distance. You can also do this on the chart if you just, whenever you're floating around with the crosshair, hold the shift button on your keyboard, click, and then click again to stop it, and it'll lock in place like that. Now, when you measure something, you can see it says 8, 9, and 17 bars, and 4, 15. What does that all mean? Well, 8, 9, you see here how it says minus 8.9, that's how many pips it traveled. The 17 bars is how far in distance, and the time is how far in time, 4 hours and 15 minutes. So if you're measuring a move, you can quickly on your keyboard hit shift at the top of the move, click, and then click again wherever you want to stop the measurement, and you can see from the top right to here, we went 6 hours and 30 minutes, 26 bars, about 15.3 pips. You can see that right there. So that's your quick little ruler tool that you can use either by clicking over here on the left side or hitting the shift bar on your keyboard. Of course, you have the zoom in and zoom out tools. The magnet tool is something I don't use. What it does is it magnets your lines to the bodies. I don't use that. The drawing mode tool is fine. You can hide all your drawings here is fine. And of course the trash can, you know what that means. Very simple here on the left side. That's where all your tools are. Now above that, going across the top, you can see first you can search your pair. If we want to look at GBP NZD, we can type that in right here. If you're in Forex, if you're a Forex trader like me, you can actually now set it to just be Owanda. So you don't see all these other brokers, right? Click Owanda and now I just see the GBP NZD that I need. But if I want to see Apple, I can type in Apple, go to all. What is their stock ticker? I think it's like AAPL. Something like that, isn't it? Oh, it's because it's on Owanda. Hold on. Yeah. See, if you uncheck the Owanda, that's how you get it, AAPL, and there it is. And I can pull this up, just tap on it, boom. Now, this kind of looks like a lot on the screen, right? These vertical lines are day separators. You got to keep that in mind. We're going to go in and adjust the settings in a second, but just keep in mind those are day separators. So let's go back to Euro USD, just to keep it standard. You can see anytime you're on the chart, if you just start typing in a pair, like if I just type in Euro USD and hit enter, it'll take me to Euro USD. Same thing if you want to change time frame. If you hit just 5, it'll take you down to the 5 minute. If you hit 1, it'll take you to the 1 minute. You can also change time frame up at the top left here, as you can see. Next to the time frame buttons, we have our candles. We can either change it to a line graph, we can change it to a bar graph, whatever we like to do, but I'm always going to be on candles. Next to that is the compare tool, where you can overlay like different symbols, so you could put gold on top of Euro USD and see how they move together if you want to do some research like that. Next to that is really important. It's the indicator tab. So this is where they say, Austin, how do you get your indicators? How do I make my chart look like yours? You click indicators at the top, you go to public library, you search ASFX, the name of our brand. And there you see ASFX EMAs, ASFX TDI, the ADR tool as well. All 3 indicators that I use every single day. It's very simple. Public library, ASFX, and there's the 3 indicators. So we'll put those on the chart when we get into the drawing. But just so you know, any indicator in the world is searchable here. Search moving average. Look, exponential, weighted, all these different indicators that people make. You can have fun with that and go to town searching for indicators all day long. If you want to add some financials, you can put, like, if you're looking at stocks, I think this applies so much more there than it does so much to Forex, but it's important to know that that's available. You can save your chart as a template. When we get to the end, we'll do that. And then, of course, at the top, you can set your alerts. If you want to set price alerts, that's how you do it right here. You click the alert. You can set all the parameters of that alert here. I don't really do it. As you can tell, sounds like I'm not confident in it because I don't do it. I'm normally just watching the charts while I trade, and then I move on and go on with my day when I'm done. So I don't really need alerts. Past that, the replay tool is going to be available if you pay for their premium membership. You're going to be able to hit the replay tool and rewind the charts to do some study, to do some back testing, and this is a very powerful tool. So I would highly recommend that if you are signing up for TradingView, you pay for the membership to get the back testing tool, to get the replay tool, to be able to go back and do your research and see how a chart plays out in case you can't be there live. Maybe you're working a full-time job like I was when I started, and you wanted to see how the day played out, but you know there's hindsight bias. This gets rid of hindsight bias because it erases the candles. You can't even see them. And then you can go candle by candle and ask yourself, would I enter here? Would I exit here? How would I handle this trade if it was mine, if I was in the position? And that's what the replay tool is for. It's very, very useful. So that's the top of our screen. In the top right, just note you have your save tool. You can actually customize here, again, depending on what you pay for. You can customize how many charts you see. See, we can switch it over to 2. You can then choose, do you want this symbol to sync across both sides? Do you want the crosshair to sync across on both sides? All of this stuff is very customizable to you. So I would recommend you come in here and play with it before you actually start throwing money around in the market. When you get your setup exactly the way that you want, and I'm going to go over this again, you can actually save it right up here. And then when you come to it, if you want to log in from a different computer or something, log into this TradingView account, load it up, and you'll have that chart anywhere. Phone, tablet, laptop, doesn't matter. And that's very, very useful too. Of course, you can do the publish idea tools and everything like that, and that completes the top bar of our TradingView setup. So now you should see where the timeframes are, how to add indicators, where the drawing tools are, and how to save your chart. Now, let's keep moving forward here down the right side of the screen. Here, we're just going to talk about a few important pieces. We're not going to linger on this. The first thing at the top right is your watch list bar. It's your watch list tool. So as you can see, I have all the currency pairs that I look for on a standard day saved along the right side. And then what I do is I actually flag the ones that I'm looking at today, so I can click to them very easily so my eye picks it up as I'm watching in the morning. Let's take this up to the 15-minute chart just so it's not moving as much. So now you can see pairs are on the right side, they're in the watch list tab. And then what I can do is actually create other watch lists. You see I have my commodities list, my crypto list here, right? Currency indices here. All these different watch lists, if I want to flip through, I have them. And all you have to do is type the pair in at the top here, Euro USD, add it to the list. When it's added and you have everything that you want, see now I'm on CAD JPY, when you have everything that you want, you just come in here, save list as, type in the name, and it'll save right to the bottom. And that's really useful. So then I can quickly go between watch lists as I'm moving through the trading day. And then when they're on the watch list, if they're flagged, I can go, okay, here's EuroCAD, here's EuroNZD, here's GBP I can quickly look around and see what they're doing, and it's very easy for me to follow just based on the flags. Past that, all these other things down here on the side don't matter to me until we get to the bottom where we have our order panel. That's what we're going to use if we want to place our trades. But any of these other tools here, it's your alert bar, some news here, the hot stocks, the economic calendar, I don't use any of this. I just think I don't need it. You can play with it if you want. There's some ideas in there. The social features are in there. You can go to town with it if you'd like. But for me, I stay away from it. It's just noise. I keep this normally open to the watch list, and that's it. And even here, when you open yours up, you'll probably see it's something like this, where you have these other boxes. I just drag those all the way to the bottom because I don't care what they're telling me. I just want to be able to click through my pairs as quickly as possible. Now, going along the bottom of the screen, you'll see we have the auto feature tagged. What that does is if I move the price like this, where I can make the chart bigger or smaller just by dragging the price, if you click auto, it resizes it exactly to how it should be based on where you're zoomed in on the chart. So that's good to kind of recenter yourself. You can also switch the price here to log or percent change, and next to that you can change your time zone. So you guys know I'm in New York time zone, so mine is on the exchange because I'm on Oanda here. And then on the bottom past that is where you can open up your trading panel, you can open up your demo account or your real account and sync it up right there. It's very, very easy. And then of course you have more time frame changes on the bottom, but that basically covers it as far as the features of Oanda that you need to understand to go in and be able to do your analysis. You should be able to find different pairs, change your time frame, add indicators, build your watch list, save your watch list, and save your chart layout now after watching the first half of this video. So let's transition now into talking about how to actually format your charts the way that mine are and why it is that way that I do that and how I use the indicators and the drawing tools to find good trade setups.